It's Kaya. So beautiful, isn't it? I was gifted to this by a friend just now. She said it wasn't a good color for her skin, but I always wanted a blue wig, and when she offered it, I was like, heck yeah. So I thought, since this wig is essentially a party wig, and you can very much tell it's fake, I'd kind of talk you through my very inexperienced, very non-professional ways to make a wig look a little more natural. So first, let's take it off. Yeah, my hair's kind of gross right now, but as you can see, this wig, I believe, was bought on Amazon. It gets tangled very easily, and it has 2 combs in it. You can see that, and a strap to tighten it. Now my head's kind of a big head, very big head actually. I wear glasses that are usually men's glasses, but this wig is a slightly smidgen too small. So I always I'm gonna have to like work around that by using the combs and probably utilizing some bobby pins whenever I do fasten it on my head. I don't tend to wear bald caps just because, well, my hair used to be shorter, so maybe I might have to, but I don't wear bald caps just because I sweat, and when I sweat, I've definitely caused irritation in my skin because of it. So I just throw it on like a hat, and that's kind of all I do. So anyway, to start, as you can see, like I said, tangled. But to make a wig kind of look a little more natural, there's a few things that you can do, and it looks like maybe she was doing some of them. She definitely already cut the lace. We can cut it a little more, probably, just to kind of get some areas shaped up. But I think first we kind of need to decide like what angle we're gonna go at. So because this is the middle, and this is the most lace, we can probably, know that this is probably going to be the part. So I'm just taking a comb, and I am parting the hair very badly because I know that this will be the part, and it's not even parting. Like I think that the hair is way too dense in some aspects, so we're going to probably have to pluck. But all in all, I know that I want a side part instead of a middle part, so I usually just put the wig on, make sure that this part, which is the middle, is meeting up to where basically I want it. And you can tell, like, you can see how fake this looks because there's just a straight line of color. So we need to pluck a lot of these hairs and cut it in general. I've screwed up a lot of wigs in my time by cutting them very terribly, and even taking a long wig like this that was way better of a quality and giving it bangs and immediately regretting that decision because the bangs just flew straight up, and that wasn't fun. I basically ruined the wig. I had to like flip it to the other side, as terrible and like ghetto as it sounds. Like, I flipped the wig so that the bangs were in the back, and I would wear like the longer parts in the front, and or just like pin the bangs down with a hat and just hope for the best. Okay, so the part kind of naturally went. I think maybe she tried to fix the part to do something different, but at least we have that. The part is there. So I tend to take my wigs and create layers on them, especially in the front. I don't really like this like super long layer. And one usually for bangs because it's easier as a wig. It kind of sits more like a hat and it's easier to stay. This one you're gonna have to kind of adjust. The hair is really soft. So I take a razor, and sometimes I take the scissors and I will kind of just dig into it. But right now, I'm just gonna like set my layer right here. I don't know if you can see, like, let's just set it right here and kind of chip away at it. In a way, it does help reduce the overall chunkiness of it because we visually see a lot of hair, and in our minds we know that something's off, that it can't be, that it's not really real to have this much hair all at the same length, all at this color. So I make it look more real by essentially damaging it in the first place. Look at all this hair. It's like coming off, it's tingling very easily. So you know that this wig is 150% synthetic. It will probably melt if I try at all to apply any heat to it through a straightener and or a curler. I can try, but I'll have to ask her exactly which wig this is. Maybe I can look up. Usually synthetic wigs that can stand heat can stand up to like 160 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 maybe 200, but usually Even like a really good high standard synthetic mixed wigs will not go over, I believe it's 350 or 300. It's been a while since I worn a wig. The summer months have made it so that I don't wear wigs at all. I've been letting my hair grow naturally, and which is a good thing, because if I'm not messing with it and I'm just letting it grow because I see my regular hair every day, it makes me make sure to not go crazy with it. Oh, that is to say that I already did cut my bangs extremely short, too short, way too short. So as you can see now, I'm taking my scissors and just sort of like gliding over it like that to break the strands and to basically make it look like, what's it called? Like just like broken hair, just like normal hair that's has like a broken. All right, so taking this, okay, so we kind of started. That'll be like the front layer-ish. I don't know if you can see it, but now we've got like tiny bits of layers. I will still keep going in here and kind of adding layers on the bottom and going kind of up. Nothing that's too high, but I usually have this first layer probably be around here. It's just a little bit longer, so there we go. Okay, and this one sort of to match. I bet the color that you guys are seeing on here is just like neon blue. It's pretty neon in real life. This does not look natural at all. But I really wanted a straight long blue wig, so it's kind of crazy that she had one, or she got one and decided she didn't want to keep it. Okay, so before I start combing this and it just gets tangled again, the second trick to making a wig look a little more natural is to take tweezers. Let's see. I have three kinds. So I have the kind that is a little bit tipped. You can see that. The fully tipped ones. And then kind of the chunkier with a slight angle to it. I'll take these kinds. And then what you do is you go to this and you just sort of pull hairs out. Because I want to see what I'm doing instead of looking in a mirror and essentially looking away from you guys, I'm just gonna take the wig off and do this so I don't look like a crazy person. And take the tweezers and just sort of pull out. Can you see it? This will be my first like, oh, this video does this. And just sort of pull out hairs.
So I attempted to pluck it out, but the hair was so synthetic that it was pulling everything else around it. So I just decided to take some scissors and cut chunks out. Not recommended. It leaves little tiny hairs standing up, and when I would get my tweezers to pull those out, it was still a hard thing to do. But that's what I ended up doing. It just kind of taking the bulk out in sections by cutting little tiny pieces and hopefully making that look a little more natural.
We've got that. So the third bit that you want to do to make a wig look a little more natural is take dry shampoo. I use Batiste. It's not the greatest. It does leave a white residue on it, but I tend to get pretty oily, and this actually does help a lot. But what this is going to do is take the shine out of it. So, I don't know, can you tell? It's a little less shiny. You can also add more. And then when, you put it on, like, on your day, you can take up a little more and just kind of, like, put more on. So now that it has less shine, what we're going to do is kind of, like, take the bulk out of a lot of this. And, again, like, not in any way professional manner or even a good technique. This is literally just for the fun of making a video. I'm just going to take my razor and kind of lay this straighter and just sort of boop. So again, like, it's to the back. We're going to create those breakages that are pretty natural. It's not going to create like layers per se, but it's going to make the hair less overall. So it's not as full, not as fake looking, and it has sections to it, and it's not all essentially one length. feel bad about doing this to hair because usually I'm a little more careful, but this one isn't the highest of quality wig that I've ever had. It is really definitely a party wig, but I'm gonna wear it every day in the winter. Actually, it came out at a good time because I gotta get a new ID, and I might just wear this. Ooh, another sign of quality. Like, you could tell that it's not a great quality. I don't know if you can see this, but like tiny hairs. I didn't cut those. Those are just there. Basically, they tied them off and then they didn't cut it. It could add volume, but it also is just sort of a sign that they didn't. It was manufactured in a place that probably does hundreds of these per hour. So midway while I was cutting it, I decided to put it back on and kind of see how it looks. It still needs a lot of work. So what I'm gonna do now is take the trusty razor and just do this. And I'm gonna keep doing that until I am satisfied with it. I'm almost treating it like a comb, which it should not be treated like. It is not gonna take out these tangles. It is literally just going to chop them off and essentially create more tangles because I've said it, it's not the best quality. So I'm gonna keep doing this. And then I'm also gonna go back into the roots, and you can see like this, it's just a little bit too small. I'm gonna go back into the roots and peel away. I'm also gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna cut the lace, because basically, I mean, her head was a lot smaller than mine, so she cut it to fit her, and it's not totally fitting me even at the larger setting. So what I'm gonna do to hold it a little better is I'm gonna take some of these guys and some bobby pins and secure the heck out of it on my head, just so when I tug it and pull it, at least see, it's already moved. At least this will stay in the spot I need it to stay in while I pluck and go forth with it. So I'm gonna go do that. And then hopefully by the next time scene you see me in, this wig will be a billion times better. So, okay, so I did what I could. This wig is a little too small, and by little I mean a lot, for my big head. This wig is very synthetic. This wig's, as you can see, scalp is just very cheap. And you can see the knots in it. Can you see the knots in it? I hope you can. So close up, you can probably tell. Another trick to that is to use your foundation and to just sort of, well, is it clean? You don't know the amount of dry shampoo I just sprayed on myself. My entire head. It is on my clothes. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but powder everywhere. So anyway, you can use concealer on that, but the hard part is because I wasn't able to fully pluck them because it was just pulling the entire lace out. I was forced to kind of just cut them and trim them as much as I could, and then try to pluck them. Still wasn't working very well, so I just sort of gave up. I took a ton of bulk out, so it's still long, and I still may cut it probably this much of it, just to sort of get it at a length that doesn't look as fake, a little more natural. But this is the amount of hair that I've taken out of it. Like, this is a butt ton. So, and it still looks like fullness looks fine. In the back, you shouldn't be able to see any tracks. It's actually not too bad. But the scalp part of it is a no-go, because the lace is a cheaper made lace. It's hard to pluck anything, like I said, but it's also hard to not have this hard line of full hair. And people do those baby hairs, which is another method you can take. So let's go ahead and try that. You basically take an itty bitty section, and you can see it's small because you can see my roots still, but you take an itty bitty section on the first, let's see, that probably not that much. Okay, even this looks like a little bit too much for me. So maybe I'll just, where's the good comb? Oh shit, there we go. I guess that's good enough. I'll probably take half of that. Haha, look at that, okay. And then you take your razor and you just cut it pretty short. So, I mean, this razor is pretty dull at this point. A little more force to get it. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to change this razor, but I don't want to. Okay, so then you have these are essentially baby hairs, right? Then you just cut it a little bit shorter. Let's just use the scissors. I'm gonna point cut so it doesn't look so blunt and immediately like flips up, right? So this is why don't give yourself bangs. You then use a gel, and right now all I have is my husband's gel. Oh, actually, there's this one. This one is a good wig gel to use. It helps the lace stick on the ball cap and helps the frizzy or the baby hairs kind of stick too. But you want to take a toothbrush or a tiny comb. I'm just gonna take my finger because that's all I got right now, and just sort of like place them down, kind of like that. I've seen women who kind of curl them very pretty and beautifully with a toothbrush. I have never done that, and I wish I could do that. That sounds really cool. It seems like a cool thing to do. But you have that. I'd probably cut a little more off this first one. And it sticks straight up. And then I will probably just get this gel because it's easier to handle. That doesn't look natural at all, does it? No, it doesn't. I don't have the right tools for this. I don't have an extra toothbrush, but I do have this comb. So we're gonna use the comb and just sort of comb it through. And it looks terrible. Ooh, can we curl it? Sorta. Okay, so like after video update, I have been working on this so much to get it to look a little more natural. I have like fucking bobby pins. I have attempted to do baby hairs. Not working. But the wig doesn't even fit. I did, however, figure out to do like little sideburns, which I think maybe looks a little more natural. Yeah, so baby hairs. Still can't see. I was using the bobby pins to kind of like make it stay down. So, you know, it's not staying down. And then like sideburns. This isn't, it's not working. It's not working. Anyway, so I said previously that my razor wasn't really working. It was dulling. So I took it out. Don't ever do this. I took it out of the little holder and I'm just like with it. I cut my finger and I put a band-aid on it. And now I've cut my hand. Don't know how I did that. Bleeding everywhere. I know I cut somewhere else. So that was a bad idea. Anyway, this is probably the best that I'm going to get it. I even chopped it a little bit. And I've been point cutting the bottom to make it look a little more natural. But it's still a little more blunt for my taste. But yeah, so this isn't going to be a wig that I can have on for probably more than 4 hours at a time. But there you go. This is a wig. This is how I made it. My hair is literally coming out of it. And it is hot today. And this wig is not making it any better. Ta-da! Ta-da!